are back. You are listening to her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am super duper glad to be back. I had been under the weather the past few weeks, so you can hear it a little bit in my voice, but I'm feeling a lot better. There's a lot going on right now in the world, especially in the world of sports. And Cleveland Kate, how are you doing today? Oh, I see Willie too. What's up, you guys?
Better than you. You sound terrible, girl. I can barely hear you. You sound like that, This is 95.9 FM. Welcome to the smooth love stylings of Rachel Hill.
I'm sorry.
I'm having flashbacks to Venus Flytrap from WKRP in Cincinnati.
You know, I've never
That's
seen
how old
episode.
I am.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode.
Girl, I got the list of things you haven't seen is like, I don't know, longer than the number of teams longer than the number of quarterbacks the Browns have been through. Can you believe Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets? Somebody stop that nonsense. That's ridiculous.
You knew it was coming.
And you play them in the, what's that game? The Hall of Fame game, too.
Oh, I know. We going? I'm going. You coming with me?
Huh?
Are you coming with me to that game?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You know I'm going. Joe Thomas getting in this year.
Yeah.
We got to get our tickets early here in Cleveland or they're going to get sold out.
Yeah. We got to do that.
Hey, Willie.
What's up, Willie?
Yo, what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got something for y'all. You ready?
Bring it.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What? You laughing at my dancing? Rachel laughs at my dancing all the time. I twerked in the studio one time. It was hilarious.
Oh, my Jesus.
You gotta love a grandma who can dance. That's what she got me on TikTok for. And then it just went crazy from there.
Yeah.
So, Willie, why you play that?
Well, I think we all know why.
No, I don't know why.
We're going to get into it, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to get into it.
All right. Well, you know what I'm talking about then. At least you should.
But let's get our takes because I wasn't sure we'd be able to fit this in. So let's start with this one first. And what do you guys think about Aaron Rodgers going to the New York Jets?
I'll let Willie go first.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Why am I frozen?
There you go. I mean, he was going somewhere. He wasn't happy there and they weren't happy with him and he needed to go. The Jets I just thought that was all smoke and mirrors. I never thought it was for real serious. I thought it was just, they were saying it to get someone else interested. I can't believe he'd want to play there.
Yeah.
I guess is where I'm at this point in his career, at his age, with his skills, that's where you ended up. I mean, no offense to the Jets, but
didn't the Jets kind of have a decent season last year, though?
They did, and they will probably. I'm saying, that organization has turned itself around. They've got a shot now, but who else is he now competing with in that division? The Jets?
No. See,
the Jets are in there with what? The Bills?
Wait a minute, Kate. You Dolphins. Said I could go first.
Well, I said to go and you didn't talk. You got to understand, if you're on the air with Cleveland Kate, you leave me 3 seconds of silence, I got to talk and fill it in.
I know, man. Something's wrong with my system, man. I'm freezing. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can. You're a little bit delayed. Like what I hear sounds like real time and your mouth is about 2 seconds behind. So as long as I won't get motion sick. Just talk, baby. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Now, so we knew this was coming. Aaron Rodgers is now, watch this, he is the third best quarterback in that division. Mm-hmm. Any dispute from anybody on that?
No.
Go, Kate.
She's counting off.
I might make him second best.
No. Who you gonna put? You gonna put Tua in front of him? I mean,
no, just Josh Allen.
You gonna put him in front of Josh Allen?
I'm gonna put Josh Allen first. I'm gonna put Rodgers second.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not. I don't agree with that.
You're putting Tua in front of Rodgers?
I am.
I can't.
I am.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and the other kid that they got from Dallas. I forgot his name. He signed him in free agency last offseason. Those three dudes. Along with Jeff Wilson III or Jeff Wilson Sr., along with Raheem Mostert, if I'm not mistaken, he's still with Miami. Along with the fact that they have Mike McDaniels as their coach. And we saw the strides that Tua made last year before all of the concussions. He was playing MVP ball last year up until he got hurt. He is the second best quarterback in that division.
See, there's a difference to me between the second best quarterback in the division and the second best offense in the division. So you were talking about the weapons that Tua has down in Miami.
I said what I said.
But we got weapons in New York as well. We got a better defense in New York with what Robert Saleh did with that team last year. That defense is better than Miami's defense.
They got Jalen Ramsey, and they got the best secondary, probably one of the top secondaries in the AFC for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
I love you, Kate.
I think that Aaron Rodgers has something left in the tank still. I don't think that, obviously he'll accomplish anything with the Jets. I kind of compare the situation to LeBron. He's not chasing championships anymore because what he have that surrounds him is that, championship type, roster and stuff like that. So, the Jets kind of had a hot start last year, especially coming in here and beating us. And then they got a couple wins after that. But, I really haven't seen them make any improvements outside of upgrading at the quarterback position. But I think of it as LeBron now. And I'm not chasing champions. I'm just chasing records and things like that.
No.
No. Tell me why you disagree. You just disagree with everybody today, Willie.
Because the Jets have not had a quarterback or close to this caliber since Joe Namath. Joe Namath. Okay. How many years is that?
Joe.
That's like 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. I'm just saying. In football years, right? So they obviously believe that he gives them an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And I don't disagree with that. Aaron Rodgers is 4th overall in touchdown passes, fourth overall in passing yards and 9th overall in touchdown passes. His statistical legacy is solidified.
Okay. He only has one Super Bowl, though.
But we're talking about, man, that's a different
team sport, Rachel.
Yeah.
It's a team sport.
I can't stand this delay, man. I'm going to have to log off and log back on.
You seem fine to me. Well,
Joe Namath left the Jets in I'm Googling because I want to make sure I get it right. 76. So it's been a while. Richard Todd was one of my favorite football players ever when I was coming up as a kid. So I'll leave that go. I get that they've suffered through, Vinny Testaverde, Chad Pennington, Brett Favre was there for a hot minute. Mark Sanchez was supposed to be all that. Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. Do you think they have given up on Zach Wilson? Is he done? Is he gone? I didn't think he did too bad for his first 2 years.
I didn't either. I think I expected more out of him, though. But, I felt like, he held it down as best as possible with what he has surrounding him. So,
yeah, he didn't have a lot of weapons around him. Maybe this move for Aaron means they're going to focus more on getting some weapons for whoever they have under center, whether it's Zach or Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. They do need, I'm running through my head from fantasy football last year, who their wide receivers and running backs are. And they didn't have no top 10, nothing going on the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see. I like that he's not in his division. I like that he went from NFC over to AFC. So a whole new crop of people got to deal with them. I feel bad for teams like, the Bills and the Dolphins who had all, and the Patriots, they had all those years of Tom Brady with the Patriots, finally got rid of him. And Josh Allen is like, yeah, this is my division now. And Tua's like, yeah, I'm going to come take this from Josh Allen. And y'all got Aaron Rodgers dropped in your laps.
I agree with you. That
you know what I mean? It's like, come on. We got to have goats in our, in that position battle.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you.
But it'll be interesting. I do, like I said, I like that he went NFC to AFC. We'll see. We'll see if we can see some battles between him and Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If he's going to give some of these other guys, I should look at the schedule for this year to see who they got, to see who's sitting at home now going, oh, crap, we got to play Aaron Rodgers. We never had to play him, but maybe once every couple years. Their schedule.
Don't they have a fourth place schedule too?
Yeah. So it shouldn't be too bad. Their opponents for this year. Obviously, aside from their own division, they get the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Texans, and the Falcons. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting.
Will be interesting. And like you said, before you even looked at the schedule, going against the Patrick Mahomes of the world, the old versus the new. Because Aaron Rodgers is like 38. He's not a spring chicken anymore.
Right. But he was always NFC. He was the NFC's problem. You didn't, every couple of years you got him on your rotation, but you didn't really get the best of Aaron Rodgers until the playoffs. Right. And if you're in the AFC, that means you didn't have to worry about Aaron Rodgers till the Super Bowl if he got that far. Now you get him during the regular season. So I'm going to have to sit and chart it all out. Now that it's a done deal, I had a list somewhere ranking the quarterbacks in each AFC versus NFC, and the NFC they had a better crop, but this might even things out. It might be a lot more even conference to conference with him moving over to this side.
You thinking so?
Yeah. There are precious few good, in my opinion, franchise quarterbacks in the NFC now.
Yeah.
We have a lot more in the AFC, girl.
Yeah.
A lot more in the AFC.
I agree. So they're going to be battling it out, all the time. And, I think that Super Bowl was like a perfect matchup and perfect blend of the best of, what football has to offer. So, I'm already excited for the season to begin. The draft is this weekend and stuff like that. So that's very exciting too. Can't believe it's here. Remember, I told you when you go through these depressions, I'm like, it'll be here again in like 3 months. So,
the draft is this week, girl.
Yeah, I know. So I know
you're
super
flying to Kansas City on Thursday.
Oh, you going to the draft?
I'm going. My girl Dana from Archer Football lives in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So Lisa and Sonia and I are flying in. It'll be the first time all 4 of us are in the same room together, which will be a hoot. We've been in 2s and 3s over the years, but we have never all 4 been in the same place at the same time. So we will all 4 to be together at Dana's house, going to the draft Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. We're going to go see a KC Sporting soccer game. And she got us tickets to go, and I got to make sure I say it right, get the name of it right. Hold on. We are going to the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Oh, okay.
They have one in Kansas City. It is very cool. It's about an hour from her house, so we're going to go do that on Saturday or during the day before we worry about the draft stuff Saturday night. I'm like, I definitely want to go check that out.
How excited are you?
I'm so excited.
Because
we'll be all over Twitter, so you can find me on Twitter, and I'll be texting you.
Yeah, because how many of y'all do Arthur?
4.
So y'all all be together finally for the first time?
We will all be together.
That's so
4
awesome.
ladies that cover football, archerfootball.com. We each have 2 divisions that we do. I do the AFC North and the NFC South. So they stuck me with Tom Brady and then Baker. And that whole batch of mess. And I said, can we switch them up this year? I can't cover my own division. It's too depressing.
Yeah. What team is Baker with? He doesn't have a team right now, right?
Gonna make me look it up. I thought he left Carolina and went to California, and then I know he went somewhere. Girl, make me Google on a break. Why am I Googling now? Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, that's definitely going to be interesting. But I'm so happy for you that you guys get to meet up and, enjoy being in each other's company and stuff like that for the first time. So
it's going to be
that's
cool.
Super cool. I can't wait for you to be able to enjoy that. When do you leave?
Thursday morning.
Okay. All right, cool.
I get in around 11. It's Central Time. They're an hour behind us. So get in around 11, and then we'll mess around and do girl stuff before we head down to the draft.
And you've already had a draft experience, so you kind of know what's up. So
I had one here when they were in Cleveland, which was it was nice because it was hometown, so I knew where things were. Mm-hmm. And you and I, did some things, but it was still COVID affected.
Yeah.
Dana went last year to the draft in Las Vegas, which was still very COVID affected. A lot of the activities and stuff were minimized. A lot of the access was minimized. This year, it's in Kansas City. Everything appears to be wide open. All the COVID protocols and stuff are done. I don't know that we've actually survived it. I don't know that it's over, but apparently we're, business back to normal. When I did the combine this year, it was pretty much back to normal. So I expect the draft to be about the same way. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with some basketball talk. So you're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Sun Clinic is here for them all. For our Cavaliers, our Guardians, and athletes at all levels.
Thank you.
Our team helps keep you in the game. As the best orthopedic care in
How
Ohio,
you doing?
we offer expert diagnosis, customized sports therapies, and game-changing surgeries for every athlete, for every care in the world. Schedule your care today at clevelandclinic.org/access.
This message was brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic and WOVU 95.9 FM or Burton Bell Carr Community Radio Station.
Sound like it was cracking.
Yo, listen up.
My voice was cracking.
Activities are now made easier by using a computer and internet. You want to schedule a doctor's appointment, take a class, check the final score for your favorite team. Life is easier when you do it all from your home on your computer. To find out how you get a home internet that fits your budget, contact Digital Navigator today at 216-307-6990. It seems like all the important things we need are more expensive today. Food, gas, utilities, internet, all around us, prices just keep climbing. But now, getting connected to...
If I ever have a seizure again, don't call the ambulance. I got that bill. It's like almost $1,000. Yeah. Look, just let me seize out. Let me know I seized out, and I'll go to the hospital on my own.
As well as free training and support. Call Digital Navigators today at 216-307-6990. Thank you for listening to WOU 95.9 FM of Burtonville Carr Community Radio.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I'm here with Miss Cleveland Kate. And make sure you keep it locked right here on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM. You can also download the WOVU app so you can take us with you on the go. Then there's another way you can listen to us, and that's via the internet. So you go to WOVU.org, and then you can always contact the studio at 216-271-0959. So Cleveland Kate, I was trying to, not cry yesterday. I believe I believe that we will win. I believe that we will force a game 7. I believe some things are going to change tomorrow, and I believe some things are going to change for game 6. But I believe that we're going to come back and be able to do it. I believe that we're going to be able to get a win in Madison Square Garden in order to extend the season. Y'all can see the way Kay just gave me.
I believe that you have been drinking this afternoon. I believe that while the Golden State Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, that is no reason to assume the Knicks will. I believe that we have struggled against the Knicks during the regular season and in these playoffs. I believe that we forgot how to rebound and we forgot how to shoot a ball. And I believe JB Bickerstaff is back on my hot seat because the way they have played up until now is shameful.
Yeah.
Shameful. And if they don't turn it around and play the way they're capable of playing, they have no one to blame but themselves. These haven't been 1-point losses, 3-point losses where you can blame bad officiating or unlucky or whatever. A 20-point beatdown is shameful. Mm-hmm. Shameful. And I don't understand. I don't understand what happened to them because this is not the team we've been watching all year. Mm-mm. They're not playing the way we've been watching them play all year. And I get you have dry spells. You have times where your shots just aren't falling or whatever. But it just seems like they forgot how to play the game. I don't even know where to. I got people hitting me up every day. Okay, what the hell's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like the body snatchers have come in and possessed them. Where's Donovan Mitchell been? And what's going on with Darius Garland? The first half yesterday was fine. Into the third quarter was fine. And then I don't know what happened after that. It's I don't know what it is. Somebody got voodoo dolls? That's what I believe. I believe somebody made a set of Cavaliers voodoo dolls, and it was probably Stephen A. Smith, who has done nothing but run his mouth about the fact that the Knicks did not go after Donovan Mitchell and that we got him, and they better not lose to Donovan Mitchell, and they better know that, you know what, Stephen A., you can be quiet. I think that the fact that he may be right if the Knicks beat us irritates me more than the fact that my team about to be knocked out the playoffs.
Well, we can't hate on Stephen A. since he came on our show. So
no, we can't.
He showed us a lot of love, but
I can.
This just overstates how important winning game 1 would have been.
Yes.
You didn't win game 1 at home.
You need to win every game at home.
We lost by 4 points, but it seems like we lost by a larger amount. That was,
it was never that close.
4 points because you got garbage time people in there and stuff like that.
So, it wasn't never that close. Like it wasn't a 4-point loss.
Exactly. So, losing that first game at home and you have the home court advantage, you have the advantage in the series because you get to play at home 4 times. You can't lose game 1. And that's what happened. And then, they talked about all these adjustments that needed to be made in game 2 and they made those adjustments. And then game 3, they came out lackluster. There's no sense of urgency. There's no aggressiveness. No sense of attacking. They have more length than us. So taking it in the paint, for us offensively was a little difficult. And then, also, them playing defense against us, it didn't help. But also, in the paint, we can't stop their bigs either. I guess we had Hartenstein and we let him go. And he's been able to flourish in a 6-man role with the New York Knicks. And I think he had a really good game 3 in the house. But you're being out-rebounded, which is one of your specialties. You're being out-rebounded. Nobody is guarded Isaac Okoro because, that's why he has all those wide-open threes that he's really missing because they don't look at you as an offensive liability. So, it's just the simple things that belong to the game, taking quality shots. And I said on Friday night, if they had made half of those 3-pointers that they took, they would have won that game and it would have been a blowout very early. But they couldn't connect.
Is Willie back yet? He was rebooting his computer. Is he in the backstage waiting?
Let him in. Hold on.
I'm sure he's got basketball thoughts. Okay. At some point when you realize the threes aren't falling, as a coach, I'm going to throw it all back on JB. As a coach, it's okay to say, you know what? Today ain't our day. Them threes ain't falling. Quit taking them. Dribble drive. Get into the paint. Mobley, get you some rebounds. Dude, Jared Allen, I'm talking to you. Their rebound numbers are horrible. Quit taking the threes if they're not coming. Like, I get it. When there are nights when no matter what you do, every three you throw hits. And you're like, I don't know what it is. It's magic. They're all going in. But there are also nights when they're not going in. And that's okay as long as you recognize it and quit taking threes when you ain't got no business taking threes. Get back to twos. This isn't like football where you're down by 30 points in the fourth quarter and you have to throw the ball. You can't run it anymore. You can cut into a lead with 2-point shots and playing defense, taking the ball away, getting rebounds. You can do that in basketball. You ain't got to live and die by the three, but you will die by the three if you keep taking them and they ain't going in.
It's the simple things that basketball is about. The pure
rebounds,
essence of the game. Yeah,
we ain't getting any of them.
And we're getting beat on all of them.
And those were things we were doing really well at. So I don't know who this team is that showed up to play the Knicks. I really don't. I don't. Even in game 2 when they won, they still didn't look like what I've been watching all season. So I don't know what's wrong with their mojo. I don't know if it was having so many days off. I don't know if their attitude is, well, it's a 7-game series, so we got time. No, y'all ain't got time. Ain't nobody anywhere other than maybe ticket brokers and Vegas want to see a 7-game series. Get it done in 4 or 5. You get it done, you get some rest, and then next up, this is going to go 7. If we're going to have a chance, we got to go 7, right? Math.
Yeah. You don't have no choice.
Math.
You have to win. 7. You have to win out.
And I said it, Willie. I understand Golden State blew a 3-1 lead, but I ain't expecting New York to do that. I'm not feeling it at all. I mean, this whole situation in the playoffs, for me, puts JB right back on the hot seat because I forgave him a lot of stuff and was all about JB this year. And now I'm back to feeling like the coaching ain't enough. I don't know.
Yeah, Ricky
Willie,
Smith.
what's wrong with my Cavaliers, Willie?
This it feels like a couple things. Number one, I think this has turned out to be a bad matchup. When I don't think any of us really would have thought that throughout the season. But then I think there's the lack of experience on the Cavs part has come up and shown its reared its ugly head, because you're right, Kate. This is a different team than what we've seen throughout the season. And why in the world? And I'm sorry if I missed it, but when I was watching the game the other day, and then when I watched I believe it was game 1, they can't finish possessions. They can't. Right. They give up way too many. They've given up way too many offensive rebounds to the Knicks.
Yep.
And when you have, or when you allow that many second chance points in the playoffs, it's not going to end well for you.
Yeah, we forgot how to rebound. And you're right. It's not even just defensive rebounds, taking the ball away from them and not letting them score. We're not getting our own offensive rebounds. Mm-hmm. We're not sinking the ball, and we're not getting second chances at it. We're giving those away. For me, those are all turnovers.
In the paint.
Those are turnovers.
Nobody's in the paint.
Yeah. We should have had those rebounds. That's a turnover in my book.
We got a comment from Ricky Smith. He says, Cavs have been surprisingly disappointing in their series. They have to have a sense of urgency at MSG on Friday night unless they are ready to go golfing or fishing. So game 6 is Friday night if we make it to game 6.
Yeah, because game 5 is Wednesday. Or maybe
game 5 is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Game 6
back at the Richfield Coliseum
is TBD. So I don't know if it'll be Friday. It's Friday. Game 6 will be Friday if we need it, and then Sunday if we need it.
Do we realistically think that they're going to get to a game 6, man, after what they've shown us?
I haven't seen anything to make me think that this is going past 5. I'm with you.
I believe that we will.
11 points last night, 20 points on Friday. You won by 17, and you lost the first one by 4. So, when we're starting game 3, I'm like, all right, we're 1-1, but that first one was pretty close. Game 3 was ridiculously awful. 20-point blowout. Like we scored 79 points. I don't know that we had that low of an offensive performance all season. For them to hold us to 79, and it was an amazing defense by the Knicks. It was we couldn't hit a shot.
So what's up with Donovan Mitchell, and why in the world he only scored 2 points in the second half?
He being double teamed.
1 for 9.
But you know what? If he's being double teamed, then that means somebody's open.
Do you trust the people that are open other than Darius Garland?
Well, I trusted Isaac Okoro. I did. You never liked him. I was always on Team Okoro. We have other guys that can shoot. The question is, are we going to force feed the ball to Mitchell when he's getting double teamed? Or are we going to accept the double team and get other people involved? Because this ain't the only team who's going to try to take him out of the mix. This isn't the only team you're going to face. I mean, as a coaching staff, again, I'm more a football girl. As a coaching staff, when you're trying to predict what the defense on the other team is going to do, they're always going to try to take out your number one player. If your number one player is Donovan Mitchell, you got to say, okay, what is my plan B? If he's getting double teamed, who's going to step up and take catch those balls, get those passes, run the rock, do whatever it is. In basketball, it's the same thing. If you got 5 on the floor, and if 2 of them are on Donovan Mitchell, you got 4 other guys that are out there that, ought to be able to dribble, drive, move, something, post up, something, not continue to take 3-point shots when they're not dropping. It's okay to say, you know what, today ain't my day from the 3-point line. Don't know what it is. I'm not hitting it. I'm going to step inside the line and get my 2s.
This is the thing, though. It's difficult to turn to that style of play if you haven't been consistently doing it all year. So it's just like when the Warriors went on their first run and people were talking about how a jump shooting team would never win a championship. Well, they weren't going to change, and they wound up changing the game is what they did. I think the Cavs, outside of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, there's a serious drop off after those 2 dudes on that team. So if you want to throw in there the kid from USC who y'all got, the number 3 pick overall a few years ago?
Yeah, Evan Mobley.
If you want to throw Mobley in there because he's still relatively young, I could see that. But just say if you did, you have Garland, you have Mitchell, you have Mobley, and then after that, it's a precipitous drop off.
Well, I would put Karis LeVert up there.
But he disappeared, though.
He disappeared. He had 24 points, but they were all in the first half. Chetty with 5 points is ridiculous. I don't know why some of these other guys like, Robin Lopez and them are even getting minutes. Okoro only had 3 minutes in the last game. I don't understand the decisions JB is making. Mobley was in almost the whole game at 13 points and 13 rebounds. Jared Allen had 10. I expect a lot more than that from them. I just do. And then for Donovan Mitchell to only have 17 points, he almost had more assists than points, which means he was getting double teamed. So he's trying to get rid of the ball to get it to somebody else because he understands he ain't going to be getting points with 2 guys on him. But where's Chetty been? I guess that's for me because he's done so much this year that to have 5 points, he played 20 some minutes. He played half the game, and he's not in his element right now. I mean, I don't understand it. The turnovers,
that's what I was going to mention, the turnovers.
The missing the rebounds to me just adds to the turnovers, frankly. So they're going to have to completely recalibrate what they're doing. Because this is, they have delusions of grandeur and getting to the finals. This isn't even the toughest team they're going to face.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a bad matchup. It was a bad matchup all season. And when people are like, oh, we don't have to get past the 76ers. We can go this. We can do that. We can play the Knicks. It ain't a big deal. I'm like, have y'all watched the Knicks? Do y'all understand matchups? This is not a good matchup for us.
And what else?
We ain't going to make it out of the first round.
You know what else, too, Kate, is that if they were – well, Boston's the number 2 seed, but they weren't going to drop all the way to 7, and they definitely weren't going to. I mean, they were stuck in the 4th spot for the last week and a half or so. But if they were playing Boston right now in the first round, I would give them a much better chance because Donovan Mitchell eats Boston's Celtics lunch. He has all year. But then can we give? I know we're talking Cleveland sports and all of that, but here's the question that I want to pose to you guys: can we give some love to Jalen Brunson?
No, we gotta go to break.
I'm just saying we were 3 games behind the 76ers. If they had paid attention and cared, we would have had Brooklyn in the first round and we'd be sitting 4-0 and done and waiting on things to happen. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they couldn't chase down the 76ers, didn't care enough to chase down the 76ers to be the 3 seed is why we are in this mess.
That's what it is.
All right, we got to go to break.
Go to break, Rachel.
But we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
We are Signal Cleveland. I'm Najee Hall, and I look forward to seeing you, and yes, you in community.
I'm Lila Parker. I look forward to growing with the Central residents.
My name is Tila, and I'll be around the Central neighborhood. Look forward to seeing you outside.
I am Marvetta Rutherford. You may also know me as the Crazy Lock Lady. I'm looking forward to finding out what's important to you.
I'm Lakita Worley, and I look forward to re-engaging with everyone from Central Community.
For the next 2 months, you can find us at community events and gathering spaces around Central in collaboration with our radio partner, WOVU 95.9 FM.
And we want to know what's important to you.
We want to understand what issues are important to Central residents so we can report on issues you care about.
Signal Cleveland is a community-centered newsroom, and our name is a nod to Garrett Morgan, the noted Cleveland inventor and businessman.
His many successful inventions was the 3-position traffic signal, which influenced the traffic signal we use today. Morgan also started the newspaper that eventually became the Call Post.
Now that's show enough history, and it's our history.
Najee again, Signal Cleveland is also a nod to Ohio's role in the Underground Railroad.
Cleveland, known as the Station of Hope on the Railroad, was the last stop before Canada. On the freedom quotes reportedly used to mark the way, the crossroads symbol meant Cleveland, and that's how folks knew they were on the right path.
Yes, indeed. Signal Cleveland is on the right path.
The path of getting to know you.
The crossroads symbol inspired our Cleveland Signal News logo.
Look for our crossroads logo at a community event near you.
I'm Lakita. Tell us what's important to you.
I'm Marvetta.
I'm Tila.
I'm Lila Parker.
And I'm Najee Hall. Tell us what's important to you at 216-220-9398. That's 216-220-9398.
We are Signal Cleveland.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. So like Willie said, you know, we have to respect Jalen Brunson and what he's been able to do against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm surprised that Isaac Okoro, who's known as known for his defensive skills more than his offensive skills, really isn't covering him. But that's because he's been taking out the games early because he hasn't been able to contribute offensively. And they've kind of started what is their death lineup, which is Donovan, well, inserting Karis LeVert in. That's what the Cavs called their death lineup, where, you know, one of the things is we don't have a good bench. So he takes Karis away from the bench when he scores the most points coming off the bench for us. So, and he's more comfortable coming off that. But this team is kind of desperate for bench production. So they have him in the starting lineup. So, Willie, I was saying that we're going to give some respect to Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett. But Julius Randle ain't even did nothing after game 1. He hasn't even had the best of series. So it's pretty much been Jalen Brunson who's been killing us. And RJ Barrett had a great game on Sunday.
Jalen Brunson is the difference maker. And I'm going to put a poll on Twitter because I want to know who has the bigger emotion. Do Brooklyn Nets fans, do Dallas Cowboys, do Dallas Mavericks fans have the bigger emotion in terms of being more mad because Brunson is balling out of control in New York, or are they more mad because they got Kyrie Irving?
That's a great question. Think about how good the Knicks would be if they had Donovan Mitchell.
But how much?
He's not a 1-year rental though. Like we've got him for a while, and
5 years.
Will, you said they're young. I don't expect them to win a championship this year. I look at the teams they're up against, and they're not that good, but they could be. I wanted them to get the experience of getting a win, getting through the first round, go out in the second. No problem at all with that. There are better teams out there, but there are better teams than the Knicks, and the Knicks is a team they should be able to beat, which is why the fact that they're not is what is so upsetting to me. Because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you quit. But I don't want to be them saying, well, they're young. They don't have any experience next year. I want them to have experience. I've been through that with my football team. It ain't washing for me no more.
Right. And I think Sacramento fans are probably feeling the same way you guys are, because that team had Golden State on the ropes yesterday, and they couldn't. Their experience, even though Steph Curry called a boneheaded timeout, their lack of experience, to me, showed up in Game 4, in which they're probably going to regret, because the fact that the Golden State Warriors might be 11-30 on the road, this is Sacramento and San Francisco are about as far it is from, I don't know, the west side of Cleveland to Akron.
35 minutes.
Well, it's more than that then.
Okay.
Youngstown. How far is Youngstown from there?
Like an hour away.
It's about an hour. But that game yesterday, the Kings Warriors, that series is tied 2-2. That was a 1-point game. That could very easily be a 3-1 series right now.
But we're talking about the youth of the Cavaliers, and I was comparing it to the youth of the Kings. The Kings, they are okay. The Kings have it. They had it right there in front of them because, like the Cavs, they have home field or home court advantage. But the road swings between New York and Cleveland is different than that of San Francisco and Sacramento, because going from San Francisco to Sacramento is only an hour and 15-minute drive. These cats can drive their own car if they want to. They're taking the bus like you did in high school. You traveled on the bus. These dudes are taking the bus from the city to Sacktown. So it's not really a road game per se, but that's what I'm saying. The Kings could turn around. They could wind up regretting that thing because they let Game 4 slip away for a team that has had championship pedigree that we know. Yeah, we know they struggled on the road all year, but when you have those two dudes in the backcourt that can shoot the ball and they go in that little round cylinder and not even hit the middle part and just make the knees go like this, yeah, that's something that if you're a Kings fan, you should be worried about. Now, with the Cavs, they had the fact that they're going back home down 3-1, but they haven't shown us really anything all series that they are going to be able to even get Game 5.
Oh,
yeah. The Kings have the same problem the Cavs do. One bad quarter and it's done. And it's over. That third quarter yesterday, they got outscored 37-23.
Yeah. But
you can't give up and your intensity and what you have going on for a quarter like that.
Yeah.
That's when they lost it. And now you got a hole you got to try to climb back out of, and they don't have the experience to do that. And the Cavs have the same problem. We have that one quarter each game, and it's usually either the first or the third where we just dig ourselves a hole. And unfortunately for the Cavs, I haven't seen enough Sacramento basketball to know. For the Cavs, they pull these miracle fourth quarter comebacks where they come back and get us to overtime, and then these great overtime wins. That can't be your bread and butter. You can't get yourself into that hole like that. You need to stay within four or 5 points. You can't drop 15 in a quarter and think you're going to be able to climb out of that, especially not in the playoffs.
So let me ask y'all this then. Let me ask y'all this real quick. You said that the Cavs and the Kings the same issue in that if it's one quarter, they have a quarter like that, then it's over. Let me ask y'all a question. The Kings, did they or did they not have the ball last in yesterday's game?
I don't know. I didn't see the end of it.
Okay, so let me just explain to y'all then. De'Aaron Fox, who had been killing them all first quarter, and had been killing them up until probably, well, they didn't really do much. He didn't do much in the third quarter, but let me tell y'all something about De'Aaron Fox, the point guard. This cat won Clutch Player of the Year. He has more clutch points than anybody in the NBA. So they put Draymond Green on him for that last possession. Draymond Green forces him right, or forces him from his left to his right. He's forced to give up the ball. Harrison Barnes has a decent look to win the game, and the ball looked like it was going in, but it bounced off the back of the rim. So they lost by 1 point, even after being outscored by 14 points in the third quarter. So I think it's a team. I know it's a team-to-team thing, but the Cavaliers, do they have more talent than the Kings? I would say that their backcourt is probably more talented, but when you have that, look, that dude De'Aaron Fox, if y'all haven't seen that kid play, that dude is a star.
I absolutely agree. My question for you is, why is Draymond Green still playing?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
why has he not been suspended for the rest of this season and into next year after the shenanigans he pulled? That's the stuff that makes me crazy. He shouldn't even be playing. He's a punk.
That's another story for another day.
Yeah, Rick, we got some comments. Ricky says that the Warriors got very lucky. Steph Curry pulled a Chris Webber and they still came out victorious. He said De'Aaron Fox should have taken that shot in the waning seconds of regulation. And like me, he agreed when I said, forget Brunson. He said, way to go, Rachel. Ha, ha, ha.
I don't know why he didn't take that shot. He had what, 36, 38 points?
Well, the reason why he didn't take the shot was
he's hitting his shots that day. Was he trying to clear it to somebody who wasn't getting defended?
No, what they did was they did a high screen and roll. Okay. Draymond had him and he forced him back to his right, and then they actually sent a double team at him. So he couldn't take the shot. And Harrison Barnes had a better look than what De'Aaron Fox would have had. Now, I think the play calling was kind of jacked up because you have De'Aaron Fox is the fastest dude in the NBA with the ball in his hands. He can blow by you like I used to blow by folks back in the day. So what I'm saying is that they and I heard somebody talking about this on ESPN, that when you get a situation like that, you want to spread the floor. You don't want to have the congestion at the top with your main ball handler and playmaker. So they should have done like a 4 across or something to that effect. Maybe a person at the free throw line, and then spread everybody else out, and then just let him go to work. But that's not what happened.
Get everybody out of his way.
Yeah, they condensed. They being the Kings and Mike Brown, y'all's former head coach. He condensed the floor for the Warriors by running that set.
Yep. I can visualize what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And you're right. If he's your player, you have somebody else inbound it or get it down there, and you get everybody out of the way, get the ball to him and let him have a clear path so he's not got to worry about where his own players are getting in his way.
Exactly.
and they're not going to double team him if everybody's spread out, because they're not going to want to have somebody wide open in the middle of nowhere. When you've got everyone together, one guy from Golden State can almost cover two Kings because they're all close together. You spread them out, and they're not going to double team him.
And that's exactly what happened. And then, as a matter of fact, when he passed the ball to Harrison Barnes on the left wing for the three, I won't say that the shot was heavily contested, but it was contested enough. He still had a really good look at it, but I just feel like with what they did and who had the ball in their hands and who had been dominating the game the entire way and who is the most clutch player in the league, I just feel like you got to keep the ball in his hands no matter what. That's what I'd have told my coach. He can't hold me, coach. He can't hold me.
Is this the end for the dynasty of the Golden State Warriors?
It might not be, because if they win Game 5, they're going to win the series. If they win Game 5 in Sacramento on where it is, they are going to win that series.
You say the same about the Cavs?
No. And it's not because I'm hating on the Cavs. It's not because I'm not pulling for them. It's not because I don't like them. It's because this is a horrible matchup for the Cavaliers. Horrible. They don't have no answer for Jalen Brunson. Period, point blank.
When they trap Donovan Mitchell every time he touches the ball, so he's been ineffective, and I know it's tearing at him emotionally.
Yeah. And then when you have, they don't have, outside of Donovan Mitchell, and let me just say this too, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, how much of a difference is there between Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Colin Sexton? How much of a difference is that in terms of size and the way they play the game? I know Donovan is a much better shooter, and he's probably way more athletic, but my point is, outside of either one of those two dudes, if there's nobody, if either one of those two dudes are off or are being heavily paid attention to, they don't have nobody else that can be like, yo, give me the ball. I'll sink something. The Cavs don't have that third piece. They just don't.
We're trying to play a game with a 1-2 punch, but I don't have a 2.
Well,
I got a 1.
You got a 1.5 at least.
I got a 1 and a elbow.
And look, the Knicks have size. The Knicks have depth. Yeah. They can shoot the ball. They're athletic to a certain degree. They have all of those advantages over the Cavaliers. Every single one of them. And I picked the Cavaliers to win this series.
A lot of people did.
Best player on either team and home court advantage.
Yeah. But, maybe we do not win. Maybe we don't win on Wednesday. It's a possibility. But like Cleveland Kate said, one of the things is the Cavs cannot get into these holes early. And that's what they did in both games against the Knicks at the Madison Square Garden. The crowd got into it on Tuesday. The crowd was deafening at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. People were into it and stuff like that. So the Cavs had to come out. But that's just the importance of game one. Us not being able to win that puts us in that hole. So
it gets them out of their game plan. It gets them away from doing what they want to do, and it forces them to take what the Knicks give them. And that's not the kind of basketball they want to play. When you get down that far, you can't just play your game and keep going. They need to get a lead, because they have the opposite problem too, Willie. If they get a lead, they take the gas off. It is easy to catch up to them. 20 points ain't enough of a lead, because they'll give that back in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. They can't maintain their intensity for 40 minutes. And I understood that the first month or two of the season. We're in the playoffs. You best be able to play for 40 minutes.
That's where that experience.
And that's coaching. I'm sorry, that's coaching.
Well, and Bickerstaff has not coached a team in the playoffs either, so they're all learning on the fly.
They are. But I'm very hard on JB.
They ain't been playing basketball their whole life. It ain't no different.
They'll be better next year, though.
We got 5 minutes left. Where I guess we're skipping that other break. Are we gonna talk baseball? We're gonna talk draft. Who you drafting in the first round this week, Willie? Who's the first quarterback coming off the board?
That's gonna be Bryce Young. You should be asking me who's the second quarterback.
C.J. Stroud.
Is it?
You see my face?
I know. It's probably C.J. first, Bryce second, but what else?
No.
Yeah.
Who you think?
Bryce is going to Carolina.
You said Stroud going number one? Stroud?
No, Stroud is not going number one.
DJ Chris Styles was weighing in.
Look, there's noise out there that the Texans are going to move down.
Why?
They may be looking because they may not be in love with CJ Stroud. They may not. They may not. Well, that's why I said noise.
Oh, okay.
So what?
I'm not reporting this, but the thing is that if they don't feel like that dude is their dude, they got it's going to be another stout quarterback class coming out next year. They may just
if they don't feel that dude is their dude, I get that. If they want Richardson or Levis or Hooker or Toon, one of those guys, I understand the concept of getting you some draft capital, getting some picks, and moving down because those guys will be available later. I get that.
They won't.
But I think somebody will move up to get CJ. They don't have to move out the first round, but somebody would move up to get CJ.
The Raiders have been in there's noise about the Raiders moving up to pick CJ.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't mind it because Jimmy Garoppolo's there. So he can sit for a year. I think that's what the Raiders should do at quarterback anyway. We all thought it was going to be Tom Brady, and then they draft somebody, but that didn't happen. So anyway, I'm done.
I mean, that's what I would like to see with like Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, even Anthony Richardson, is guys that are only juniors, sophomores, go to some place where they can sit for a year. The problem is they're the top 3 prospects in the draft. So they're going to go to crappy teams that need a quarterback. You got someone like Levis, Hooker, Hainer, Toon that are seniors or 5th-year seniors. They're a lot more physically mature. They're mentally mature. I talked to Toon at the combine. Dude is quarterback IQ off the charts. Those are the kind of guys that I think could start week 1 without having a problem at all. I get nervous about both Bryce Young and CJ starting right off the bat just because I've seen so many of these juniors come out and just get plowed. Just get plowed because they need another year. We'll see.
Good point.
I mean, but that's the problem with the draft, right? If you're picking 1 through 5, you have an absolutely crap team. Odds are you need a quarterback and you ain't got nothing else. And you're taking these guys and sticking them into a really bad situation. I told my grandsons that they will play football. They will play at the Ohio State. And if they're lucky, they'll get drafted somewhere around 22 to 28. I want them in the first round, but I want them in those teams that are about to make the playoffs, which means they're going to a good team where they will be healthier and have a much longer career. Nobody wants to go top 10. With the way rookie contracts are scheduled, top 10 is a death wish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all that money's guaranteed, though.
I know.
Are they playing quarterback too, Kate? Or
no, corner, offensive line, and I think my baby grandson, who's 8, he hears me call him a baby, he'll kill me. I think he would make a very nice left-handed pitcher. So I'm sacrificing him to the Major League Baseball gods. But my other 2, corner and O-line.
Okay.
Their contracts are guaranteed too.
Oh, I know.
Right? Yeah, give them over to me.
Yeah, for real.
Come to the baseball side.
You can have a left-handed pitcher. We'll be fine.
Fully guaranteed.
All right, we got to go. You got to get our music, Rachel, because I miss our starting music. I can do my old lady white woman dancing.
I guess that's our cue, so we got to roll.
I didn't know Kate was white.
Huh?
I didn't know Kate was white.
They don't get any whiter than me. If you look up white in the dictionary, there's a picture of me.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. It's been Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM.
Love you, girl. I'm glad you're feeling better. Your voice still needs to rest. I'm glad you're over being the worst of sick, but your voice still needs some rest.
I know.
Tell DJ Chris Styles I said, hey.
Okay, I will.
Even if he didn't invite me to his wedding because I'm white, it's okay. I know. We're still live.
Hi.